let's get over the fact that y'all are grown and y'all not related by blood. She watched you grow up. I've said enough.
That's my whole point.
I don't even understand how you are attracted to him.
Welcome back to Grown Folks Talking. I'm your host, CK Caesar, joined by my co-host,
Lola Chanel.
Today we're going to be recapping Beyond the Gates, and hot off the press, this tweet came in from Michele Val Jean that I wanted to share with you, Lola. But first, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts. I'm going to keep pressing upon it because I would like us to get at least 50 people subscribe.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Fit 50. This is a tweet. Michele Val Jean, she's the showrunner, head writer for Beyond the Gates. She writes, tweets, I love how some of y'all think we don't plan this S out, like we're flying blind. You might not like where we're going, but rest assured, we're going someplace. We're going somewhere. Michele said,
Michele, keep in mind that I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my. She has to chop a sing.
For real. So, but I remember you telling me in past podcasts that they've been going at her. So
yeah, I mean, like it's a soap
going at her. Yes.
So I feel like the writing is, I mean, you know, soaps are a little, it's got that little bit of cringe to the writing. It's got that little bit of, and I think because that
cringe how?
Soaps
go deeper.
Soaps have that, because it's so dramatized, it has the potential to be funny when it's supposed to be serious, and that can make people cringe a little bit, because it's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to feel in this moment, because it's so dramatic and unserious that I'm like, should I be laughing or should I and because this is a new generation of people who are watching soaps from the very beginning.
Absolutely.
And
on top of that, soaps have been around for generations. So people of my generation, Generation X, we know the tropes.
Yeah.
And then now, so you have a new soap, new viewers, but old tropes or talking and being dramatic in very traditional ways. And so it's a fine line of you may have to evolve your writing and go kind of out of the box, because
but she is evolving her writing. I mean, she's not writing to the traditional, you know, she's not writing to the traditional viewers of soaps. So I think that everybody should give Michele grace, and I think that Michele should take her time. I think that I don't know what she should do on the media side.
I say go Beyonce, go Tyler Perry. You don't see it. You don't see it.
I was about to say, I don't.
Let your people watch. Because I would say for Beyonce, the only time Beyonce has ever changed, or that I can remember, would be when she did the song, and there was a word that she put in there, and people said that's offensive to people who are. What was this? She changed the lyric in a song.
Was this recent?
Not Cowboy Carter, but Renaissance. So because Spaz.
Was it? Oh, I was about to say, was it Spaz? Because I know that was. I know that was a thing, and
right, and Lizzo did the same thing. So she didn't know, she was informed.
Yeah,
didn't know it was offensive, and then it was informing, so changed her lyrics. So that's where social media and this platform can be positive, but mainly it's we pile on and we critique. We're in a critiquing
I
society.
was about to say, yeah, in this day and age, social media, everybody has something to say about something, and
Right.
everybody has an opinion and a phone and a keyboard. So I
Absolutely.
think that she'll just have to look at it like, I think that it's different for her because everybody is watching this soap. Like,
Yeah.
it's garnering a fan base. So I think that
Right.
I think I would go as far as to say is her approach should be, well, this is how it is in the soap world. I'm open to constructive criticism.
Constructive.
I need to make sure that you're watching our storylines every day and not just
Yeah.
hopping on the bandwagon every now and then.
Right. Seeing a
So
clip and talking about it.
you know what, sis?
I
Go off.
totally. I totally see her side, and the purpose of this podcast is we try and be constructive. We'll throw shade, and when we like it, we give people props, and when we don't like it, we try and say it in a way that is constructive.
That is constructive.
9 times out of 10, because we want, the whole point of us watching this is a show predominantly African American. It's been 30 some odd years since this
Predominantly
happened,
black.
and we want it to succeed. And that leads me into the episodes that we've been watching, the things that we have asked this soap to do, it has done.
It has.
And so congrats. It took a while. And this soap is not even a year old. And
not
look
even
how
a year
far
old. We're not
we
even
have
100
come.
episodes in.
Exactly. So the first thing that I want to commend is, to me, please chime in, Marcus, sound like he's talking normal. I'm getting less preacher from him than in the past. Do you agree or disagree?
Wait.
Less Obama.
Are you saying, okay, Martin?
Should I say Marcus? Martin.
You wrote it in the docket too. I was like, when I read it, I said, now who's Marcus? Who is Marcus?
I mean,
Martin. No,
Marcus
he has taken an approach to speaking like a regular person and not a politician. Because I was like, why is he talking like this? But I feel like it was because his character development could not get out of being a politician.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I'm glad that his character is developing more, and he is now father, son, grandson, husband, not politician, not the senator.
Right. Very, very true. We're finally getting some movement on the memory that he's suppressing. Now it's becoming more often, and he's talking about like it's not even when he's asleep, it's when he's awake, he's getting these flashbacks.
Which is so crazy because he can remember all of these things, like all of these details, all of the words, and the flashbacks are happening, but we still have yet to. Now, I know her tweet said they're not flying by the seat of their pants, but this tidbit feels like it's flying by the seat of their pants. And here's why I say that. Because it's either two things. They're really trying to draw it out because it's going to be this big thing. But it just feels like that they are writing as they go for this particular scene, because I'm like, okay, now we introducing a new character for this flashback.
Waiter.
Okay, the waiter. But then we're also hinting at when Smitty is going and having and is interviewing the cop, and he's like, and Martin was like trying to get him not to interview the cop because that's a fluff piece. You shouldn't do that. And so all of these things, and I'm just like, give us a little bit more of what it is. Did he kill somebody?
But today's episode, you missed today's episode. We hadn't got today's episode. The granddad says that the waiter isn't the guy that they paid off. So apparently they paid off somebody.
Yeah, I saw.
And that,
I was watching that part.
oh, they didn't, yeah, it was just, yesterday was, Monday
So
was when they brought that up. But then, so I thought Martin doesn't know what happened.
right. So
But
no,
the
but
granddad,
that's what he's hinting at. Like he knows. That's the thing. I'm like, I don't know. He can't remember certain things, but he remembers a lot of details.
yeah,
A lot of the details. Because like, how can you verbatim hear what he said, but when y'all both look, and that's what makes me believe that, like, is this the guy? Because now Granddad is saying, "Oh, that ain't him."
right.
I'm still keeping tabs on him, but do you know what he looks like to be keeping tabs on him?
And does so I see you and I raise you. I'm not sure. Does Martin know what happened? If him and Granddad are talking like I paid him off, it sounds like if he knows what happened, then what is he suppressing?
That's
Because the
why
great,
I'm, well, like you said, if he paid him off, but he just paid off a witness, it sounds like.
mm-hmm,
Or did he, like, I don't, all I'm saying, all in all, it does feel a little bit like I you're writing as we go for this particular scene, because I'm just
mm-hmm,
like, give us a little bit more, give us a little bit more, because we have so many moving parts and moving timelines.
yeah,
Why is this one the only one that's like, we get a little and then we take it back, and then we get a little and then we take it back, because Bill's involved, Granddad's
yeah,
involved,
mm-hmm,
now we have this new waiter guy, and then
mm-hmm,
Smitty is digging up some stuff that he don't even realize he digging up with the police officer. It's so many
right,
moving parts. Can we just know what? Because even in the flashbacks, it's just like flash white, you see a man, flash white,
yeah,
you hear voices. I
yeah.
just want a little bit more.
A little more clarity.
A
Okay,
little more.
moving on to. So I
Ugh.
tweeted back at Michelle and I was like, I invited her to come on the podcast and
Come on the pod.
uh, I said, we're rooting for you. We hope you do well. The only storyline that we have issue with is Ashley and Derek. And
And
now
I
we have,
still, no. You
well,
said we
here's
got
my
more and
question
I
for
hate it.
you. My question for you, have the boringness of Ashley and Derek has gone to a point where is you have totally written them off, or is the story of the proposal, the I don't want to get married, and now they have tension. She doesn't want to get married, he does, and he proposed.
Oof.
She was like was too fast, and she's super sad, and he feels like he's being used, and she feels like he was trying to control her, etc., etc.
I think that it's all.
Oh, they've gone. She's it's this. You don't care about them at all.
I
Is there
don't
anything they
care
can do to
about them.
recover?
Because, okay, so let's go back.
Okay.
They do the tit for tat. He moves in, she misses her space, he moves out. They hit a rough patch. One time where they have scheduling conflicts, she's like, we're in a weird space. I don't know what's going on with us. We just, ever since we moved out, and I hate the writing. I'm sorry. Hate is a strong word.
This.
Is
Go ahead.
is it just me, or are they the only, when it's their episodes, we get this back and forth where they're finishing each other's. Am I tripping, or is that only them? Where one scene she's talking, and then
Oh,
we
then the other
clip
scene.
to, and
Yeah.
he's saying the same thing, almost like he's finishing her sentence, but in his own
Um.
way. Am I tripping, or is that only them? Does anybody else do that?
I I think because these last two episodes were heavy, Ashley and Derek, it's noticeable.
Mm,
but
No,
I don't recall seeing that in other scenes, like with, let's
me
say,
neither.
Dana and Dana, and then it's the dad Ted and Eva,
Right.
like those
I don't.
two, or
I don't
Kat.
see that.
Yeah, or Danny. Yeah, it was
Why
the
are we
last,
doing that? Because it
because
happened
we're
the
trying.
same time. It happened. They did. I went back and I was like, they do this another time. It was the time that she was upset about him leaving a doggone towel on a chair when she
Oh,
was in the bathroom. And they was
oh,
and they were with Naomi and her husband. What, I
yeah,
always forget his name.
Jacob.
Jacob. Derek was with Jacob, and Naomi was with Ashley. And I was like,
Hmm.
why do we keep doing this? But your question, to your point, that just bothers me. I don't know why
Uh
it does. I just hate the
huh.
finishing of the sentence scenes. Ugh, blah, get it away from me. Um, I am. I don't care about their storyline anymore because I just think it's force fed on us now.
I
Like,
I'm here. Here's what I'll say.
what you say?
We are in a safe space. I fast forward pretty much ever since after they moved in. I fast forward because I watch it late on Paramount Plus. And now the last two, I was like, let's see this proposal thing. I did fast forward less.
And I was just
Now
like, she want to break up with him anyway. Just break up with him. She
she
all day she talking to, and that's another thing.
everybody
And
go ahead.
that's another thing. You keep talking to that little boy that y'all do this little, which also I don't understand why he likes her so much, but be going back to Danny. What are we doing? Anyway, she was talking to him and she was like, he's gonna break up with me. I think we're gonna break up tonight. Only to get there and he's like, I'm confessing my love, and now you're like, wait, I don't want to do this because we're not in a great space.
I thought you
Get
came to
them
break
off
up
my.
with me. And he's like, no, that's
No,
not what I
actually, I
came to
want us
do.
in a better place, and I think I'm in love with you so much, and I want to be with you. That's why I was just like, get this off my screen.
I'm going to wrap it up in a nice bow for you because it brings up the theme of two people who care for each other are in different places in their relationship and they don't know it because
Mm.
the you you moved in, it didn't work, and then Derek was like, okay, and now let's get married. There
Yeah,
were steps that were
I,
missed
I, I thought that was so
in
stupid
the
because what if you thought that y'all wasn't going? If you thought that the 3 weeks that y'all lived together was just gonna be outweighed by you giving her a ring, sir. And I'm a firm believer that, a little shacking ain't never hurt nobody, okay?
all
You
right.
got to you got to know who you're gonna be with.
Right.
And they couldn't be
So
with each
if
other.
so it would have been it would have been more dramatic if they were able to live together, like they didn't have the tension living together, and then he springs up, okay, we've lived together,
Right.
we've done that. The natural thing is let's get married, and she's like, ooh, but wait, that would have been juicier, in my opinion, if I was consulting. But that's not what happened.
Something.
So there were steps that were missed, and also here's what I've seen with people, real life and on TV and movies. The proposal is usually not too much of a surprise, but again, I say the moving in together didn't work out. Y'all realize y'all are butting heads over stupid stuff. There were
And
steps that needed to be conversations to be had.
I just think that she was a young lady who didn't want to be bothered. You know, some
Mm-hmm,
people
mm-hmm.
just don't want other people in their space. But I think I don't like her as a character.
And he is just kind of wham wham. So two people who are
Yeah,
just
it's
kind of
like
blah. it's hard to root for them.
Very
The opposite.
blasé.
So I was like, is it because we're watching all black folks and them are kind of boring?
Well,
But
no,
I see
because
you and I raised you because Joey and Vanessa
I was like,
have,
Vanessa is eating her scenes up. I was like,
yeah,
when she walked up in there, it was like,
yeah.
actually, I want a piece of your pie since you're trying to get in my business and what you thought was gonna happen. And she was like, you actually didn't even have to put him in more debt. You could have just asked me.
And I was like, say more.
Say
Their
more.
scene, I was like, this is not where I thought this was going at all.
At all. That's why
Yeah.
I'm like, you're writing nicely for some of the whites. Why do
Mm-hmm.
we have to be subjected to this? Like, I'm so sorry. I wanted to, you. I no, I didn't. I actually didn't. I could care. I could
Yeah.
absolutely go without all of their scenes, and I would be none the wiser if one day I woke up and I turned it on and I never saw them again. If we just
Mm-hmm.
wrote them out, I would even be more inclined to seeing Ashley's mama more.
Yep, you said that. Yep, and we haven't seen her in a
And
while, in
we
a
haven't
long
seen
time,
her in a long periodical time.
and not even with the lady who was the
Mona?
head. Mona, is that the one who's like the head
Mm-hmm.
of the household? Like even with them talking about Leslie, we haven't seen her. So I was like, oh, I'm just anyway. Vanessa and Joey, I don't like I said, and now what's the heart surgeon? He trying to get in the mix. I'm like, let's go back to them and see where this takes us. But having him trying to man up, and I'm like, sir,
Sir.
you,
Sir.
sir, this is a
Please.
please surgeon with a gambling problem. So
A surgeon with a gambling problem is so crazy because how are you? How realistic is that? Surgeons and doctors be, especially if they are like
specialty.
a doctor with a like
With a specialty.
y'all in Maryland. That's a
Mm-hmm.
major. I mean, well, depending on what part, but it's like y'all outside of DC, y'all in the DMV area. That's a major city. How are you
Yeah.
not busy? How do you have time to be in the wee hours? Be doggone. I gotta get the fix. Here's my chips. Here's my money. Like what?
Hey,
How is that
what's
even
that?
possible? How is that possible?
So I don't know where we're gonna go with this. I have no clue as to how we're gonna see how this turns out because I didn't think she was gonna team up with Joey and be like, let's do it. I didn't. Now she wants 12%. She didn't change percentage. I didn't think that
Hello?
was gonna happen. And
She said,
her husband
if
walked.
you're gonna launder money through my business, I want a percentage.
Yeah.
And why do you need a money laundering business when you own a casino, an underground casino?
Well, like she said, maybe the
It's
police are
underground.
looking. It's
It's
underground,
underground.
and the police are already are looking at him. That interest is ramping up the threesome, and then her last point was she still liked Joey. She still liked Joey a lot. Moving on, the crux of this show has heavily relied on Leslie and Kat, and they got to break these past couple of days. Their back and forth has been good TV, although questionable. What do you think about the helmet? What do you call that
Yeah,
game? Or, like whack-a-mole. Leslie had the helmet. Eva stole the helmet. Kat stole the helmet. Kat puts the helmet back. Jacob gets a second warrant for the helmet. Then the helmet can't be used, so now
I was about to say
who granted
the helmet probably would have never been able to be used because I know they were not wearing gloves. Everybody DNA on that helmet.
mm-hmm.
Everybody DNA on that helmet.
Oh,
That
Eva's and
Eva's cat.
okay,
It done touched too many
yeah,
people's
and Leslie.
hands. And I thought
Mhm.
Eva, I was like, when I was watching it, I was like, okay, I know that's a mama, but it's like, girl, your intuition has been tingling
When it comes to
when it comes to how you got that job.
okay,
You know.
okay, valid.
So now you're an accomplice. You saying, "Oh, I want a relationship with my dad. I want this relationship. I miss working for Nicole. I hate I did this to you guys." But you ready to hide the helmet? You ready to, you mad at Kat because you know she took the helmet and you want it back, and you talk
Well,
about some
she took it
your
for
mama.
insurance.
That is true. That is true.
She took it for insurance.
But
And
she
Leslie
also
was absolutely.
but she also know that her mama did it.
This is true.
She talk about some, my
Now,
mama ain't
I
going away. She's
yeah.
going to
Now
prison.
I for sure or possibly we'll see where it goes.
She's not going,
I
but yeah.
have watched. Yeah, she's not going. I've watched Law and Order, many a cop shows in my day, and then the scene with Kat and Jacob talking, and Jacob saying the helmet is inadmissible. We can't get DNA off the helmet. And Kat came coming up with the scheme of getting it on the napkin in a public place. Thoughts,
I
and
was just like,
he's right there.
Lord.
Thoughts.
When he said that she was just like Leslie, I was like, now that's low. This girl, her daddy, and her mama finna get a divorce. She got a secret sister. She got a lady that is terrorizing her entire family. Why would you sit here up here in her face and tell her she just like this lady? All she trying to do is help you do your job. Why didn't you think of this, Mr. Detective? And I can't stand it. I
It's
was
true.
just like, him in this moral high ground. Oh, you're a cop. Be for real. I just want to do everything by the
Well,
book. You are part of this family. You ain't got that much of a moral compass. Come on. Help them put this lady away.
he he arrested Danny. He's already shown you he's above reproach when it comes to the law.
It's so annoying.
Above reproach.
It's so annoying.
I just thought the whole evidence tampering was sus. Like, I don't think that's how things really work, but
It's
this is a
not how
soap opera.
things really
Gotta give him
work.
grace. Moving on to Bill and physical therapy, our prediction of him having a heart attack or a stroke and Danny finding him. We had a good story. Danny
We had
finding
a
him
good
and then
story.
having power of attorney. None of that happened.
I know.
His
Ugh.
wife found him. She was super sad. And we got to see Shanice is the physical therapy guru.
Yeah.
She's going to be in more scenes. Where is the physical therapy Bill storyline going? Because
Well,
I
first of
see,
all,
put a
I was
go
so
ahead, go ahead.
surprised that him and Danny are amicable now. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
as the storyline progressed, I was like, oh, she coming in the room? Hmm. She being buddy buddy and being happy that he's alive? I really wanted her to be like, you should have died. I
Well,
wanted
the
the
seed was planted. The seed was planted. We know
That's true.
Bill and Danny, they still like each other. And old girl, what's the baby's name? What's the name? The
Uh
mistress.
mhm. We know her name. We know her name.
Yeah, yes. Has
It
peaked it because they have history, they have kids. And
Haley.
I think Andre, hey, Haley, yeah,
Haley.
I think, yes, correct. She peeped it. She's feeling a little insecure, as she should, because they have a history together. Nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it.
First
She
of
knows
all,
him.
how you get him is how you lose him.
So do you
She
think,
going through that.
and
What?
do you think Bill and Danny gonna rekindle their romance? Because no one has talked about this kiss. You think it's over?
Mm-mm. I think that he's going, now that Haley is, she pregnant now and everything, and I think that he gonna go ahead and just be faithful.
Okay.
I think he'll end up
Right.
telling her
Sure.
about it, and I think Danny is gonna get jealous.
Oh, okay, sure. I don't know. I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence with them because we finally get some movement with Andre and Danny, and I think I want you to peep how when Kat and Chelsea figured out that Danny and Andre were having relations, he kept saying, we're not related for real. We're not related by blood. And then this last episode, Danny was like, I don't want to tell anybody because Nicole was there when you were born. You're the same age as my daughter. I was like, and he goes,
well,
we're not related by blood. I was like,
but
aren't you though?
Are y'all are, and when they was just giggling and laughing, I said, what Negroes are y'all? That's nasty. That's your auntie. And I will be calling the authorities. Let somebody in my family, like, you watch, and let's get over the fact that y'all are grown and y'all not related by blood. She watched you grow up. I've said enough.
That's my whole point.
I don't even understand how you are attracted to him.
Mm-hmm.
You were just a snot-nosed kid running around with my kid calling me auntie. Because black people, no. It's not a storyline for me. I take it out. Actually, next season, let's act like it never happened.
Well, I think that Andre and Ashley are gonna hook up. Danny's gonna find out and be super sad, and because she already done played the guilt trip, I don't want to be hurt. Bill hurt me, so I don't want to go through that again, and you may hurt me too. And he's like, I never do that. Of course you will.
I don't understand why this is a love triangle that we are putting Andre in. Both of them are terrible storylines. If you ask me, you sleeping with your auntie, and then your cousin's best friend, who is the most cookie cutter, annoying, basic white girl out there. You have this huge crush on her, and you just don't understand where this crush came from. Y'all grew up together. Y'all been friends all these years, and now you've suddenly have feelings for her. She's not even interesting. What are we talking about? When there are other people right there, I would have rather him fall in love with Laura.
Indeed.
What are we doing?
What are we doing? Plots that we haven't yet, they have put on the shelf that I want to see come back. Danny's business. I like her and the lady from All My Children. I forgot her name on the show. Where's the modeling business coming? When is that going to get back on the shelf?
Where's that come from? Huh?
Yeah. She didn't try to get Tomas to be a client. He declined. Also, Tomas, he gave us a little bit more.
He gave us a little bit more.
I appreciate that. So again, positive change. We wanted Tomas to emote act out. He's shared
I
with
am
Kat.
Thomas.
He
I
almost kissed,
like
he
cat.
said no to Eva, which I was surprised at. What did you think about that almost kiss?
My hair wrap coming down. I told you I didn't want that storyline. I told you I didn't want that storyline.
You
You know what they did?
did.
They tried to make it fetch. I'm glad it wasn't like they didn't go farther with it. Why do we have to do that? Why? I think the banter alone is good. Why does she have to be the sister that wants the other sister's man too?
Because it's a soap opera. One plot that I want that's been on the shelf: Tomas and Kat dating. He's been hanging out with
Yeah,
Eva. He's Bill's right hand. He's supposed to be spying on the family. Him and Kat, she's off trying to trap Leslie.
right.
They have yet
Like
to be able to again.
we just saw him help her move in.
We did. No dates, no nothing
No
else.
dates. No dates because now we see Chelsea and she's out of the throuple and now she's dating the doctor. We even
And
saw
she's
them
in
go on a
love.
date and get to know each other.
Yes, biblically, and now she in love.
She in love. I could. Well, you know this. The trope is that
Yeah,
the lady lovers they move very quickly. I think that's
very,
a running joke in their community.
yes. I've heard the same.
I've heard the same. That's all the tropes. But I'm just like at this point it's going good, but I could get a little bit of more meat and potatoes of it all.
What storylines are you looking forward to seeing more of? Any possible predictions? The art Anita's off the shelf. She's with the articulates. I hate the name. Sorry, Michelle. The articulates. Let's. It's just
I was just like there were so many names that you could have gone with. Like I
any number.
I
The girls,
any
you
name.
could,
The
they're articulate.
articulates.
The articulates.
I
But
don't.
it's fine.
I would like to see scenes with the articulate. I would like to see
Yeah,
them in Chicago.
that'd be fun.
I also would like. I really want to know what
Yeah.
Martin did or what we're covering up because if we get to the end and it's not nothing worth covering up, I'm gonna be upset.
Mm-hmm.
And bring the twins
That's be
back.
something.
Give me more scenes with the children.
Oh
I had
yeah. Yeah.
it's. Am I tripping? Has it been a little bit since we seen them?
It's been a while. We just
It's been a little bit.
today's episode was the first time I've seen since
Oh,
the
okay. I didn't.
party, and
Right.
she said she wanted to model, and then a couple of weeks the boy he kind of broke up with
He was. I
the
was gonna say he
girl
was
for
going
no
through his
reason.
thing. He was going through his sad boy phase.
Yeah.
I was just like, where they at? But I also didn't see
Yeah.
today's episode.
Ted and Nicole, divorce papers, counseling soon.
I wanted them to stay together, but if they're not gonna stay together, I want her to sleep with his partner.
Ooh,
I know,
that's
right?
so messy. That's
So messy. You know I'm messy.
Ooh, messy. All right. I hope that this next phase, now that the Leslie thing is out, we can see more of these plots. All these other strings get center stage, and I'm slightly. I want to say I'm slightly interested in Ashley and Derek, but every time I try, and then a minute in, I'm like, fast forward. Let me get to Joey and Vanessa. Let me get to anybody else. But I can change my mind. It could be 3 months from now, and I'll be like, hey, Michelle, my bad. I didn't see it. I didn't believe it. I love Ashley and Derek.
I'm open to my mind being changed. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
And on that note, like, subscribe. We will catch you later.